Hello, thanks for joining me for your in-depth monthly horoscope for February for the Sun and the Ascendant. If you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. If you'd like to talk to me directly, you can do so on Twitter, or if you'd like a one-to-one consultation, please see the link beneath this video and check out my testimonials. Also, if you want an immediate analysis of what the future holds for you based on your time, date and place of birth, my affordable written reports, you can get 30% off on a special offer. If you get your character analysis too, please see the link beneath this video as well. Hello Aries and welcome. So your monthly forecast for February sees a clustering of energy in the sector of your future, anything to do with your highest hopes and aspirations. This is where you want to lead your life in your true spirit. So this is a wonderful opportunity. It's not happened for many a year. So we have the combination of the Sun, Mercury, Jupiter and Saturn all in the sign of Aquarius. And we also have an Aquarius new moon on the 11th, which is a glorious opportunity to supercharge those hopes, especially as that new moon is forging a semi-sextile to Pluto, the planet of radical change, transformation, which is in your sector of ambition. So if there is something you are orientating your sights towards, this can be a time when you're really optimistic about your progress. It is true, however, that Mercury is retrograde through to the 21st, and it doesn't come out of shadow until the middle of March. So something might not go quite at the speed of light, and that means factoring in a degree of expectation that there can be some glitches, but also a fair degree of patience. So although you have this very idealistic cluster of influences, it is also important to set your sights at a realistic level. Now on the very first day of this month, that four planet cluster are joined by Venus. Now over the next 21 days, it's possible that someone in your friendship circle could become a great deal more of an ally. Now, it's also possible that in a romantic relationship, the friendship part of that tie is something that you and yours can celebrate. But if you're footloose and fancy free, maybe you're going to get to know someone through a friend or a friend of a friend, or an interest group which calls out to you. It may be because of the COVID restrictions that this is going to be digitally based at this stage, but having Venus in this area is a mighty nice thing. But what about an existing relationship? Well, your ruler, Mars, is actually in quite a strident conflict with the Sun for the first 10 days of this month. And Mars is in the part of your horoscope to do with money and to do with self-worth. If your values are in a state of flux or changing away from how they used to be before, I think it is possible that Venus moving into the 11th house is going to see you reviewing the relationship and wondering what it is that bonds you together. And, are there things that you can really see the positivity in and not just focus on the things that perhaps do see you be different? But I feel that if you're in a friendship group or any kind of situation where there are differences over money or core values, it can be an issue in the first part of this month. Also, Saturn, the planet of restriction, is in a very tense right angle with Uranus all through this month. Uranus also is in your sector of everyday resources. So I think your desire to get ahead when it comes to making money, perhaps replacing an income stream that may have been affected by the COVID situation, your hopes to work towards what you see as being a really hopeful future may be inhibited somehow by the harsh realities of the situation as it is in the world just now. So unfortunately, practicality is going to clash with your hopes. I think that is possible. It's also true, however, that on the 8th of this month, the retreating Mercury meets with the Sun. And your ability to think on your feet, be very quick-witted, and also to link well with others is definitely enhanced despite the fact that Mercury is in that retrograde. Also, from the 4th to the 10th, Venus, moving deeper into Aquarius, comes into a right angle with Uranus too. But that could stimulate some kind of connection quite suddenly across those group of days to someone that you know or meet new, perhaps in a friendship situation. But the new moon on the 11th, for me, is very much about the chance to celebrate the things that you do believe in, the things that are your values. And because Venus is going to be combining with Jupiter in week 2 of this month, which is quite glorious, this could be a time when you can really take a step towards those hopes, as long as you're realistic about the money. Now on the 18th, the Sun does make its way into the sign of Pisces, which is much more reflective. You already have Neptune in this zone, and Neptune is going to continue to be a bit of a dreaming and drifty type of influence for you for some while. But the great news is that as Mercury goes forwards from the 21st, if it has felt that some of your older friends have not quite been in touch as much as you would like, or you felt a little bit detached from them, there can be an improvement. The 25th, however, sees Venus catch up with the Sun and move into the sign of Pisces. If there is a relationship which isn't working quite so well for you, it is going to be tested in the following 28 days. But the 27th also sees a full moon, this time in the part of your situation to do with life's practicalities. Now, of course, on the other side of the heavens, we have the Sun, and that is going to be forging actually a very positive angle to Uranus. Uranus, of course, is about surprises, and those surprises at the current time are very much to do with resources, but this can also see you showing great innovation in the way that you approach things. You are someone who can seize the moment. A lot of zodiac signs like to really analyse things. I think what makes Aries people so dramatic is that if you get a hunch to follow around an opportunity, you don't often spend too much time navel gazing. You have the courage of your convictions, which makes you tremendously exciting to be around, and that can see you put your foot to the floor and really launch into a situation in a very dramatic way. But I think this full moon, as the month comes to a close, is asking you actually to pause a little bit. That's a bit counterintuitive for you. But if you're feeling a bit tired or weary or run down, or it feels that other people have not been quite as in touch as you would like, I think it's a good time for you just to recharge. And something around your resources can actually be stimulated by an idea that comes up deep from your subconscious, or perhaps you can pack an old talent into a new way of working in the here and now. But I can't stress to you enough how we've got some fabulous energy going through the sign of Aquarius this month, particularly that conjunction between Venus and Jupiter. That's really delightful. So some friendships are going to be strengthened, some are going to be weakened. I do think it's either values or money that can prise any long-standing ties apart. There is also a magical link in weeks 2 and 3 between your ruler Mars and also Neptune, which could see you doing something very charitable or very kind or very thoughtful for those less fortunate than you. Perhaps in a work situation you may be orientated towards a charity or some kind of cause which really reaches out to the more humanistic side of your nature. But you can set your sights high. It is a time to be idealistic, but we just have to be utterly realistic that, of course, COVID has affected us a lot financially. And I think even if COVID wasn't in play, your way of earning money, I think is going, or how you want to earn money, is going through quite a sea change. You want it to be much more enjoyable. You want a connection to others. You don't just want success, status on their own. There needs to be something more than that. And that, I feel, is what characterises this month most of all. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you so much for joining me. Please stay safe. Good luck and goodbye.